And our shout out tonight for one of the great champions of investigative journalism, Tom Galloway, who passed away earlier this year. A prominent lawyer, he quietly helped to support journalists around the world who were committed to taking truth to power, especially in his beloved Appalachia, where he grew up poor, never forgetting those who remain trapped in a place where powerful interests oppress and abuse. It was a project that no one news organization had been able to take on. A sweeping indictment of how and why so many people in America's Appalachian region had no safe, reliable source of clean drinking water.
How long would you say you've been coming here, sir?
Reporters from 3 different outlets came together for the project. From the Charleston Gazette-Mail,
My name is Katie Coyne. I'm a reporter at the Charleston Gazette-Mail.
West Virginia Public Broadcasting,
I'm Molly Bourne. I work with West Virginia Public Broadcasting.
and the Lexington Herald-Leader.
My name is Will Wright. I work for the Lexington Herald-Leader. This project especially dives into things that affect people's daily life. Access to water is something that many people don't even think about.
Spending months traveling across West Virginia and Kentucky.
Water should be clear and odorless. And that's something we don't have here and haven't for a very long time. If you turn on your tap and it's white and it smells like chlorine, that's not good.
It was a journalistic tour de force, all made possible by one wealthy lawyer whose only credit was a short screen credit at the end of the video acknowledging the Galloway Foundation, chaired by Tom Galloway, who died earlier this year.
I think he really understood poverty. I think he understood some of the really intense struggles that happen in places like where he grew up in Appalachia, and he had a very deep sense of wanting to give back.
Charlie Sennett runs the Ground Truth Project that spearheaded the water investigation.
Tom understood the power of journalism from his very earliest days as a lawyer, where he took on big coal and really went after some of the companies that were really destroying the environment and treating people very unfairly in the communities where they were based.
As a successful lawyer, Galloway was later involved in going after the misdeeds at the corrupt energy company Enron.
He funded projects about human rights and LGBT rights in Africa.
Brian Ross from ABC News 2020.
He followed up on the reporting that Rhonda Schwartz and I did at ABC News about the treatment of garment factory workers in sweatshops in the American territory of the Northern Marianas.
Blocked fire exits, overheated electrical panels, toilets that don't work. What authorities called flagrant violations of U.S. labor and safety laws.
Part of a legal team that later got a $20 million settlement for some 30,000 workers. But Galloway's passion was for Appalachia, where he grew up in poverty and then first emerged as a lawyer speaking up for the little guy.
Tom really dedicated his entire career to trying to help those people who are underserved. Telling their story became part of that work. Journalism became a critical appendage to all of the legal work that he did in a way that could tell a story that he wouldn't necessarily be able to tell in the courtroom.
Galloway's backing has already helped to fund major investigations at West Virginia's leading newspaper, the Gazette-Mail, at a time the paper was in financial straits, according to reporter Ken Ward.
Tom Galloway's legacy for Appalachia is not just all of the litigation he did to bring bad guys to justice, but it's the journalism that's going to live on for years and years and years, giving people the kind of information they need about their community. We have 2 reporters in our newsroom now that are funded by them, and at a time when advertising revenues are dropping and it's difficult to keep staff up, those kind of resources, 2 additional reporters, one of them dedicated to covering Southern West Virginia, and the other one dedicated to covering poverty issues in Southern West Virginia.
Galloway was once named Trial Lawyer of the Year by a group called Public Justice, and he lived in a life of luxury with grand homes in Colorado, Washington, D.C., and Martha's Vineyard. But his wife Kathy says he would have traded it all to be one of those investigative reporters he admired so much.
I think he was so enamored of the work that you were able to do, Brian and Rhonda. He would have given his left pinky to be able to have half the talent that you had in journalism.
Do you still drink your tap water, or is this solely what you drink? Not really? Why not?
The water project from Ground Truth came as Galloway knew his days might be numbered. And he died knowing there were Galloway fellows across Appalachia and elsewhere doing the work he so admired.
He dreams of having a strong investigative journalism unit in every newspaper and radio station across America. He was a brilliant storyteller, and he would like to see those brilliant storytellers telling the public what's happening in their communities across the country. That would be a wish come true for him.
Tom Galloway was a strong supporter and a good friend to me and our executive producer, Rhonda Schwartz, and to so many journalists around the world. He will be missed, but his legacy will continue through the Galloway Foundation in the able hands of his wife, Kathy, and daughter, Erin. That's our program for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here next week on the Law and Crime Network.